yawning in the background, and if I forgot which part I'm at, I wouldn't be surprised because the game randomly does DC you. I should either be at part 3 or part 4. I don't remember. I'll fix the name later if need be. Oops. Oh, that kinda sucks. I bet I could pick one Xeno Dragon or. Oh well. At the very start of this game, it's pretty much a joke, and I'm not really going on my way to really do harder helds because I don't really want to spend that extra time if I don't need to. This is more or less. I've only really started this up to show. I don't know if people are still on the game questioning how to get certain items or whatever, but I still wanted to make this just in case people do come back, or like if you do get back on the game and you don't know where to get a special item, this video will show you. I'll show you in one of my videos. I'm planning on knocking out Yamata Goku, which I'm in right now technically, and then I'll probably go through at least Azumo rest area for the next day. I'm debating if I really want to go through that one or not yet. But I know for a fact, hey, bad frog. I know for a fact that usually the main areas you need help that people get confused on or stuck on are usually the first. It's usually Kyoto. Give me that stupid shell. Kyoto, and honestly I'd be surprised if anyone gets stuck on anywhere else after that. I think maybe getting to a zombie crossing at most, but that's really just technically at that point it's really just, hey, you need to find certain items, and like if I don't have the items once I get there, and even if I do, I'll tell you guys where you can go to get them pretty easy. But I'll basically say that once I start getting to that point where by Kyoto would basically be a full video alone. Anyways, before Kyoto, I'll probably make 2, maybe 3. Like I said, this would probably be most likely the last one I choose to do, to where it's like 2 cities in one video. Bad Kappa. I did that pop it twice. Weird. Oh well. The Japanese part about her name, Makuma, is basically just represents in the Japanese as demon. Which I already have her name 3 separate times, so I thought why not, I'm gonna use demon now with her. Even though I'm going to be probably doing everything on normal, it's not, if I really wanted to go out my way and farm, like get a few things, then technically doing anything higher than normal ain't really that difficult. It only really starts getting difficult once I get to usually Odin, and he's only a pain in my rear. I still can find ways to get around him each time if need be. Now that I think about it, I've been wanting to have him out just worth one of it. That little guy ain't to do nothing, it's just, I just want to level him up for fun. Because you just see me literally just pop 2 levels. The humanoid one way levels up way is more helpful to you as the player, where this little guy really ain't helpful at all. Yep, neat. The humanoid one at least can keep it with you, which means you at least have extra damage. This guy is really just, if he can keep it with you, nice, but he won't. I catch it with you mainly in like little parts like that. Part of little bouncy back there. And he only respawns to you if you get so far ahead of him. Now the next dungeon is just clearing the boss, which really ain't no difficult behind it. Like I said, this ain't really a way to show you how to basically clear every dungeon on hell. Especially if you want to just run the Oni dagger. It's not that this game really doesn't give you really any reason to need anything but this dagger. There are a few certain bosses that would be a pain in your butt if you try to use the Oni dagger, but as long as it ain't a timed dungeon, you can pretty much run the dungeon with the Oni dagger. And there goes the furball again. The only thing you really need inside this dungeon is really just friendship items. Then you also want to get the if the bosses drop their common item, you want that because you'll need it for a part later in the story. If they drop it. For me, it should be about an 89% chance. It's not going to be a good enough number to where I can count on it, but it's a good enough number to where I should see one, considering there are two. Don't bite me, you jerk. If anything, I would say these guys are the more pain in the ass enemies to kill just because they don't like staying still. But you can make an argument there if you really wish to. Like I said, they're not really, you see, they're not really giving any type of challenge. They're falling pretty fast. Oh, you both had to do that attack at the same time. What a jerks. See, and there's the item. You just gotta get the sign from them, which, like I said, it's about an 80-something drop. It's at least an 80-something drop. Because you can see right there, I just literally got two of them. Always talk to him twice. Always talk to him twice so that way you make sure you get it. So once you basically kill the bosses, you cannot enter even if you're with someone. Seriously, too many people in this game go AFK way too often. This is another collect a set number of things, which I get it set to where you will see what I need to collect. As you can see right there, it says collect 5 target things. Each of the collect items for these areas are literally just within the chest of the dungeon, so it's not too difficult to find them. Usually, let me rephrase that. There's really nothing in this game that, as long as it's story related, it's pretty garbage easy to find where you need to go. Like I say, there's the first chest already, and it's in half one. You can choose to upgrade your weapon at any point, but honestly, if you've already used the XP dungeon to get so many levels under your belt, then just run Golden Weapon Hunt. Even though, in my own opinion, I say don't run Golden Weapon Hunt because it doesn't really help you. But then again, like I said, you can choose to upgrade your weapon, but you really don't need to. I want you to use jerk strategy. It's you. Yep. Thank you. If I even upgrade from this Oni dagger, I'm going to be doing around at least the Kyoto city, which is at least 2 more areas from me. If you want to check it in Izuna early, like having the items that she requires, these guys do have a chance of dropping it. But you still gotta go and get your butt all the way to Kyoto just to get her though. Let's forget that don't work no more. There's technically there's technically 4 more target things you can get, which I'm not planning on getting the 4th one because there's no real true reason. It's just an extra item I'm going to have in my inventory space. I think there's the key in order to get to the next one, in order to get to that 4th and final one. The 4th one is behind that rock, which it's this rock, and then you got a door that's going to be behind it. There's no reason to use any of your major skills because no matter what you do, you're always doing one damage. So it doesn't matter what you use on a rock or anything like that. You will always do 1 damage, no matter how strong that skill is in this game. You could even turn into a vanguard and beat the crap out of the rock. It still won't do no good. The other reason why I'm only running normal, honestly, is because when it hits down to it, there's the XP dungeon. So if I really wanted to try leveling up, I had the XP dungeon to really just allow me to jet levels if I need to. Which I ain't plan on using it until I really need to. There's the last trigger thing. Like, I've ran every dungeon in this game way too many times. I pretty much memorized where every item drops. I'd almost say that I know where what mob drops every item, but I'd be lying. There's Tobacco Jewel. And now that I actually think about it, does she? Because you can pretty much see right there, this character is practically brand new. Like, I put money into my main character, but I'll never put no money into my alts. I've actually been debating a while ago about, because there for a while I was running on my main, the name Mitsu11i as my YouTube character. I actually remade her and put her on one of my alts, which I'm debating on making it to where she basically would be considered free to play from that point on. Oh, jerk. Good job for a boss. Stay over there on that side of the fridge wall. You really helped me, you little bug. If there's nothing special you need to grab inside this dungeon, well, if you're sword, there could be something special, but it really goes on if these guys want to give it to you or not. With me running only normal, they're not going to give it to me. Or do they? I think it's I always forget which one it is. Oh, and if you see a card pop up, go ahead and grab it, because it gives you it lets you basically see like the element of weakness and everything like that. The chest over there is literally just a secondly supposed to be a trap with more mobs. It also gives you a little bit of extra money and stuff like that. But I'm not really gonna go out my way and grab it because I don't really. Like I said, with the XP dungeon in the game, I don't really need to grab it. Chest fragment again, I already picked one up. How would you give me the dwarf? Yeah, well, the dwarf that I just picked up is basically one of the items that is going to just ask you for. You need 3 of them. You can pretty much clear her quest whenever you see fit. I was hoping for you to get over here, but I will. Wow, furball actually got him. Lasso Dorama, my monster card. Which means the Dorama is another percent up. You see, now I actually have him on here where he's an 80%. That goes, each card you pick up, that increases it by 20. So you really don't need that many cards. And as soon as I get another card of these guys, which right there it is. What? Menu. You see, now you can actually see like what element you need to use on him and everything like that. And now I have him as a 20%. Just go to a dungeon and pretty much just sit there and farm the dungeon for few and you will eventually get all of their cards. You can get the cards wiser because you know, like, okay, I need to use Fire Element, I need to use Ice on him, I need to use this or that. Echo Send here can be used later if you really need it, if you really want to. Get two of them and you'll be able to go to the place behind. Go to a later dungeon without actually running the dungeon in front of it. Talk to him 2 times and you get the gem. Or the jewel. I always want to cost stuff gems, I swear. Just like that. One more dungeon to go and then this city's done, and I also get Kaguya. I finally get the ability to start messing around with Magatamas, which I don't need. At this early of a stage, you don't need to worry about that too much. Just like that, I'm basically already done with the city. Or might as well be. If you find one of the main things that EXP Dungeon does hurt you with is because if you see a field boss, there really ain't no reason for you to take it down. Like, I'm currently, if I get a field boss, I could jump automatically to at least level 40 at most. One of the main reasons why I'm actually having a lot easier but this dungeon than you'd most likely have is because I do have technically 5 other characters who are already plus 100, which does have a big change on it. Like, I'm getting an extra 1000 defense and little odds and things like that, which you wouldn't be getting. Since really ain't no one different from the other ones. Just defeat the boss and nothing more. You're first to watch cutscene if you're running a party. So a party makes a run longer, but then again, you could have someone who's in here that technically could defeat a mob within 1 or 2 hits for you. Like right now, my SP would drain way too fast for me to just keep scaling everything to death. But then again, the Oni Dagger don't drain in durability, so I don't have to worry about that. So I don't have to worry about durability at all if I don't want. So honestly, with this sword, I don't have to repair through none of these. Nothing unless I switch off it. I really wish I didn't take that out. It's kind of boring now. What's the sense of this even going off? Back in the day when you ran past that, the game would drop like dioramas that would blow up in your face and they did 0 damage. It's kind of funny that they did 0 damage, but it was also kind of funny just because every time when you set that trap off, they'd automatically come. But if you remember correctly, there's nothing in this room that I really need to worry about, so you could farm these guys if you really wanted to, so if you ever need them. I believe Odachi and Spear have a mag that can drop in here, so if you really wanted to, you go and farm those guys. Just make sure you don't kill all of them. And this room has the tendency to respawn them every second. Because for me, I'm not really in here, and I don't, like you said, I'm not really trying to level up. I don't really have a reason to kill every single mob. few friendship items I skip, but I'm not too concerned in the long run for those. The only dungeon you didn't see me run is Kunoichi Cavern, which is really just another run all the way to the boss and make sure you jump into the portal at the end. You gotta talk to the boss inside the dungeon. Why do you always... Really? At least you don't get full health back like SAO does. That's a pain in my rear. Then again, I'm doing too much damage to these guys as it is, so it really doesn't matter. This one just usually opens the door. Once again, this is a fight where I'm probably just going to skip the mods because I don't think there's any in this room that I really need to take care of because they don't give you nothing that's really needed. Nope. Like, yeah, I could get more cards of these guys, but... As much as I'd love to say otherwise, I don't really need the cards because I already have a main character who's already done. He's pretty much already gotten every single card in the game. Ow. Jerk. This room, you just gotta take out the mirrors, you don't want to take everything out. Ow. Jerk. Oh, doy. Spirit shard. That chest, I think it was supposed to hold something, but they took it away for whatever reason. Now it's really just, you can open it, but it don't want to redo none. This next room, once again, it's up to you if you want to even take out any of the mobs, if I remember right. As soon as you run it through that door, it automatically opens for you. See? The boss in here is technically weak to Holy, which, if you're a sword user, you can use the Oni dagger to pretty much do a nice amount of damage because that's what the Oni Spirit Blast is. Sorry if you want to watch the cutscene, I'm just skipping it because I don't really want to make the video. I want to get through at least, like I said, two cities at one time. So I'm not really trying to show the cutscenes at all. If you want to read on the cutscenes, go ahead. This is more of a... If you don't know where to find a certain item, this is more of that. There you go. Certain level, at a low enough level, he can one-shot you with that attack. Like, I'm above his level by 10, but he could still technically kill me with it. And there he goes. He's always a pain in the butt. Now, even though I don't really think a lot of you care, but I'm still going to technically show it on the video. For defeating him, you get one free gotcha ticket. And I'm just going to go ahead and use it now because I don't really have a true reason to not use it at the moment. screw it. Actually, no, wait. If you haven't got all 4 of the outfits here, I recommend you go for that because it's a free SP ticket. And it's going to be okay, but not the best items possible. Or at least that's what that someone usually means. If you get the coins, it usually is supposed to be at least a skill card or something like that, but the game doesn't really follow that all the way. And that's more random than what it should be. For that item from the soldier wannabe dudes inside the dungeon, this is the NPC that would give you something for it. It's only effective for sword users. Neat, I did get the right item. The free mags they give you don't even waste your time running because they're not really going to help you in the long run. And once I basically enter Zuno, I'll make the mag and then I'm probably gonna cut the video because I already feel like this video is already way too long for the time. So like I said, I at least want to make the mag. Don't move on me at the last second, you jerk. Yeah, this is the only mag that you do necessarily need to wear for story. And it's the only mag that will allow you to enter these 4 dungeons for the very first time. After you run them and you clear them for the first time, you don't need to enter these dungeons for nothing after that. So you don't need this mag after literally this city. Most players may choose to keep it around because of what it gives you, but like I said, you don't need to keep it afterwards. That achievement, if I remember correctly, it gives you extra money or something. The game would tell me what I need because I don't remember the exact number. I should have figured that 3 of each. Like I said, I remember one person asked about this one time when I was in red, so that's the main reason why I wanted to do. Make sure I do it at least at the end of this video. I wish I would have done this back before this month, but then again, I didn't know Cyberset would mess around the updates like they did. I don't know why I did 3 separate hits for him. You stink fly. Unless you really have to, don't try to attack the fly with the R1. They move around way too much. And they don't want to give me an item. Come on, you jerks. Give me some. Give me some items. Not a freaking weapon, you brain. Darn jerks. Yay, there. That's the items done. Come on, flies. Really fly. As you can see, the flies are a pain in the rear when they come down to it. I don't know why, but they love not giving their item. And just as I say that, they gave me the 2 that I would need. Last item, you just need to get to front of the pin dragons here. Or as pinata dragons, pin dragons, whatever you want to call them. If they choose to drop the darn items for you. Which is pretty much just a matter of time until they do drop it. It's just beating them up. Hey, don't hurt my little furball, you stinkers. Actually, then again, go ahead and hurt them because you guys are going to take a while to kill them anyways. And just like that, I can now make the mag. Like, I'm not doing this because I don't want people to bug me. If you're having a problem with trying to find a certain item, don't be scared to ask me. Ask my main character for help. Don't be scared to ask people where to find something or how to do something. There's still a few, if you still do play this game, there are still a few nice players on this game. Like, most of the time, if I wasn't making this video right now, I'd probably be sitting around on my main character trying to see if I can find anyone that needs help. I'm 125, and right now everything that I can currently work on at the moment, it's more or less, I can run it solo, which is going to take me forever, or I can run it together with my friend. I choose to run it together with my friend because, well, there's no reason for me to run it and take 20 to 30 minutes. I forgot what they actually put it under. Did I give you the darn recipe, you little stink? There it is. I'm not going to talk to her just because I don't want to start it up, but there you go. You get plus 18 impact, which, like I said, it's kind of nice for an axe user or even spear user. See ya.